everyone, Intuitive Edge here. I want to take a quick look at Steve Bannon. Now, as some of you know, Steve Bannon recently, back in June, was seen with a Chinese national, and he was reading a decree of proclamation to establish a federated state of China, basically declaring the illegitimacy of the Chinese Communist Party and hoping to restore the original national federated state of China back into place. So recently, Steve Bannon was arrested by the United States, has various indictments pending against him. And I'm curious if this is the CCP retaliation for his proclamation that he read, or what's going on with him. He's been a little bit of a interesting character. He's served in the Trump administration. Trump fired him. And there's been some speculation or he's a little bit dubious. It's like we don't know, what is he, one of the good guys? Is he kind of sneaky, snaky? What's up with Mr. Bannon? I want to do a quick spread on this, so we'll be right back and get started. So some questions that I wrote out is, is he going to go to jail or prison? I did get an Ace of Cups on that. And now the aces generally, if they're upright, they can indicate a yes. However, with the softer Ace of Cups, this being one of the love cards, I kind of felt that if he did do any jail or prison time, it would probably be short-lived. The next question is, will he have his charges dropped? Now I've got this card, the Judgment card. Now the Judgment card is about your day of reckoning. And I don't know if he's going to have his charges dropped. I don't think it's going to just be like that, like a quick thing. I think there is enough there that prosecutors can pursue for some time to come. The hidden aspect is the medicine wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, this card indicates a karmic level. So on some level, this is a karmic thing that he's dealing with, either something that has been created over time or just kind of dealing with the effects of his dealings. Because the next card, which is the past position, was a messenger, the Knight of Cups. And I typically see this card in terms of people either getting into a deal, making an offer. And what I sensed with this is he's been involved with some shady backdoor kind of dealings, a little sketchy is what I got with this. There's some tangles in the past. I think he puts on a good front and he tries to put on this type of air when he meets face to face. I get that he's actually done some deals with some pretty high level people. So I mean, he's pretty smart in that regard, but I think some of his stuff, he's not always a completely above board and honest. He's a little shady, a little sketchy is what I get. Just looking at this, I just see these tangles kind of behind him. That's the feeling I got, was just a little shady. Now the immediate future for him, he does have the moon reversed. The moon is about illusion, the veil, things hidden, and the reversal on it can indicate a little bit of a darker nature, even deception, or just being kind of having to work extra hard at proving your innocence, because there's a lot of layers to go through. There's a lot of, the moon brings an element of kind of a filter over things. It takes a little extra effort to proclaim your innocence if you're innocent, or to work out an issue, because that layer kind of clouds the view kind of clouds things a little. So his immediate future is kind of cloudy, and he's probably going to have to work extra hard at clearing his name, clearing himself, getting the truth out. But I kind of sense that there's probably some truths that he doesn't really want out, just because of the shady deals that he's done in the past. So it's going to be a little tricky for him. Does he want to face the music and really come clean, or is he going to try to finagle his way with the deals that he's done, and try to go the more traditional route? I think he's going to try to just see what he can work through the system without having to completely bare his soul. Okay. What should be done to him? Now, interesting. This card came in reverse. It's the Seven of Pentacles. This is a card of kind of having to look over your accomplishments and really take stock of what you've done with your life. It's similar to the Judgment card in that regard, but it's really having to look over what you've done. I think some time for self-reflection would probably be really good for him. And just that will also give him some time to rethink maybe some of the strategies that he has undertaken. Some of the connections that he's made make me think that maybe it opens some doors for him to possibly be like for other people maybe to manipulate him. When you play with fire, you're liable to get burned, and I think he's played with some pretty volatile people in high places, and that can be a dangerous game, and I think he's kind of paying the piper a little bit right now. The outcome for Steve, I've got the Ten of Swords. It came in reversed. This is a card of endings. It's an ending of a chapter, okay? That something is working its way out and it's coming to an end. But as with this card, it does signify with this ending that a new chapter, new beginning can start. But things kind of have to play themselves out first before we can see things clear up and move on, and before we can start anew. I do think the next probably year for him is going to be pretty trying. I think he's going to have to deal with that filter, that moon, that illusion, and how much truth he's willing to give up. That it could be very compromising. Underneath this all, I've got the Seven of Swords. It came in reversed. This is having to be very careful, dealing with a tricky situation, and dealing with the truth and basically coming clean. But also having to walk very delicately, because some of these things could implicate other people. Perhaps he's, trying to walk a fine line of protecting his sources, perhaps. I think there's that. That's probably, I think, his motive, in addition to kind of clearing himself, is that you don't want to give up your sources or people that you've worked with and put them in danger. So I think he's having to kind of rethink things from a strategic point of view. I don't think he's a horrible bad person. I just think he's kind of an opportunist, and he can find ways to influence companies, nations. He plays with the big boy crowd. Okay, he doesn't play with the small. He goes big when he goes. That can be, like I said, a dangerous game, but I don't think he's a horrible person for it. I think it just, some of these things can lead to entanglements that you kind of have to unravel yourself from later. I think that's probably what we're looking at right now. I don't think it's going to end horribly for him with this. This might be just kind of a trying time for him to kind of separate the good from the bad and to kind of clear things. But I think he'll learn a lot from this and probably be stronger on the other side of it. And again, if he does end up in jail, I don't think it's going to be long term, but I don't know if it's actually going to go that route. He may find a way out of that. So, okay, that's all I have on this. Thank you for watching. This has been Intuitive Edge. Bye for now.